We are live, we are direct, Leaders Who Scale podcast with Dr. Melissa Patton, founder and managing partner of the Patton Consulting Group. She specializes in strategy, operations, and leadership, such roles as fractional COO, M&A and growth strategist, STEM, EDU advocate, and the most recent author of Grit Workbook, a practical resource for passionate teams, emerging leaders, and resilience. Coming straight out of Florida, the United States of America. Welcome, Dr. Melissa Patton.
Hey Jay, man, you make me sound really interesting. I need you to do all of my
Come
intros.
on, yeah, just get me in. I'll take 2.5%,
Yeah, I bet you will. Good to be here, Jay.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Tell me, what does growth in a business mean in your words? Like, what does growth mean? Yeah, in your words. Yeah, anything that comes to mind.
Yeah. Well, I got to play on my book. Growth means grit.
Oh,
I'm in a growing phase right now, and before you see the fruit of your labor, you have to work hard.
wow.
And you have to work tirelessly, and you have to work thinking about how to work yourself backwards. So finding what the problem is and working backwards to the solution. So that's what growth means to me. It means hard work. Not a lot of not a lot of promises along that way, but a lot of opportunity to learn and develop.
Yeah. Tell me what an average day looks like for you. I love your definition. So today, what does today look like for you, Dr. Melissa?
Oh my goodness. You don't want to know. So this morning I drove an hour and a half
Wow.
at 6 a.m.
Wow.
to visit with a colonel with the United States Space Force. We shook hands on a collaborative partnership
Amazing.
with a new startup that I'm working on and co-founding with a couple other really great people. I drove from the Space Coast all the way back to Orlando,
Wow.
hopped on a few calls, did an interview with a Florida Tech student who wanted to know about work-life balance.
Wow.
And I told her, this is the wrong day.
It's a wrong day.
I'm going to run out hot, Jay, after this meeting, and I'm going to go meet with a multi-million-dollar modeling and sim company. We're going to talk about the future. We're going to talk about collaborations. And then I have a VC, a venture capitalist event this evening, where I'm hoping to shake hands with some people that are going to fund this new economic development hub that we're co-creating. It's just a Wednesday.
It's just a Wednesday, but this is something where I love the way you painted it out. Hey, look, this is not for the faint of heart. It's not, hey, we have a custom GPT that's going to make you rich. It's, real grit. It's making things happen, and it's not by luck, which is why you've been able to raise 40 million in funding and 100K learners impacted. The 20 years of experience that you have started at 15 years old, of course.
Of course it's
Yeah.
That's when we all start.
Exactly. Which is brilliant. Leadership. We'll move into leadership. So I love what you spoke about, growth and grit. How about leadership? What does like when you go into companies and you help to scale these companies? It's maybe a little tweak in the leadership. Like, what does that mean to you?
Well, I think you need to really start simple. Leaders need to understand how they show up to their teams. Who are you when you're in front of your organization? Are you the true, authentic version of yourself? And I think that is what we're dealing with now. We're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of maneuvering and changing and kind of trying to fit into a circle when we're really a square. And really what we need to understand is we need to be the same person every time we show up in front of our team. We need to show up with confidence. We need to show up with empathy. We need to show up with direction. And we need to be faithful and true to the things that we need to be consistent with. And And that's one of the things that I encourage people that I coach, leaders, especially when you're developing an organization and you're trying to work towards a quick exit. Those sorts of things need to be consistent in leadership. And they're not always that case, especially when you are dealing with change. And especially when you're dealing with what we're dealing with now in our economy and in our culture. So that's what I would say about leadership.
No, well stated. I mean, I think in terms of a few keywords that I like to maybe inject is EQ, like really leaning into, hey, as a leader, what are my strengths, awareness of how to leverage them, and my shortcomings as well. And really
Yeah.
having that empathy for other people and really helping them on their journey. And also the courage, because the comfort is, hey, let's keep on doing things the way we've done them.
Yeah.
However, as Wayne Gretzky said, we don't go to where the puck is, we go to where the puck is going.
Yeah.
Because if we go to where that puck is, when we get there, it's too late. It's too late. You know, and so
You
we
didn't tell me I could use sports metaphors, Jay. Can we start over? That's an awesome quote.
yeah,
And you're so, so right on
yeah.
there.
No, thank you. Thank you for stating that. Tell me,
Yeah, for sure.
the juicy topic. I used to be a high school teacher and I taught
Oh, I'm
economics and
sorry.
business, and we mentioned PESTLE, the external factors, PESTLE, political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. Tell
Hmm.
me, what are the external forces that are really causing businesses to have to hire world-class leaders like yourself?
Well, I don't know about myself, world-class leaders, but what I will say is that the emphasis behind hiring someone that can coach up yourself as an executive coach or someone that can support your growth, it really comes from organizational change. And change is inevitable. Those are the first three words of my book, Grit and Growth. Change is inevitable. And so we need to lean into it. We need to realize that it's a thing. It doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter what the economy is doing. It is a thing. And so, in order to get ahead of it, you need to bring in support. And that support needs to understand you and who you are. There's no one size fits all. I think it's hilarious when people are like, is there like a directory that I can go to find a fractional or an executive coach? And I'm like, yeah, if you want the wrong person, it's going to happen organically in your networks. It's going to be the people that you do life with. You learn to trust those people, and they're the ones that help you deal with all of those unforeseen things that are happening around you organically.
No, that makes sense. Is that alignment is not a one size fits all?
Absolutely not. At least that's my opinion. And, I'd like to think that I'm hard to be coached. I have a psychology background. I was a therapist at one time. I'm obviously an executive coach to several people. I run companies. So I would like to think that I'm difficult. Maybe I'm not. But we all need to find the right person for us. And that's what helps guard us and helps guide us as we move forward to the unforeseen things that happen to us with change.
Wow, that is a beautiful. I just want to take some time out,
Ah.
like New York coffee style poetry. I just need to
Heck
put some
yeah.
respect on that answer. Put some respect on that. Tell me, you could work with anyone, solopreneur, 2 to 10 people in the organization, 9 figure companies. You could do it all. But right now, what type of companies are you really leaning into? Right now.
Yeah, that's my secret.
Hmm.
Yeah, so right now, the startup world is very
No, fair
popular,
enough.
especially in the
Okay.
U.S. because people are losing jobs. Just today, unfortunately, tens of thousands of people at some of our major companies are walking out the door with boxes
Wow.
because they've just been laid off. Literally, it just happened moments ago.
Wow.
And so that is devastating. And those people turn to people like me to find out how do I start my own company? How do I start my own consulting agency? How do I start my own fractional? And I wish it was that easy, but it's really not. So those are some of the people that I'm supporting. I like people that are hard workers. I like people that don't need 8 people to do their job, but that can like roll up their sleeves and get it done themselves. I like obnoxiously, really, really intense
Wow.
people that are just like, by any means necessary, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So that's one of my favorite groups. Another one of my groups are people that live in the economic development world. And that's something that I'm working on behind the scenes. And that will actually launch in a couple of weeks. But we are developing an economic development hub that will support not only the state of Florida, but the entire country.
Amazing.
And it's a global initiative. Those are hot right now. There are hubs, innovation hubs popping up all over the country for that very reason. People need a go-to spot and a go-to place in order to understand what is happening economically and how they can get access to resources and funding. So our hub will concentrate on not only economic development, but workforce development, as well as academia and industry and government. We're thrilled and excited to sponsor and host and celebrate other startups within our hub.
Amazing. Do you do a lot of networking in California, Silicon Valley, that type of thing? Or is that?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. The VC event that I'm going to tonight will all be Silicon Valley venture capitalists. So I don't try to go to California too often because I live in Florida and Florida is amazing. But when the VCs come down this way, I am always networking with them.
Wow. I love your spirit. Can I just take a time out to say it's a progressive spirit. It's an exciting spirit. It makes me want to move to America. You know,
You sh- America's good.
yeah, yeah. Despite
It's an exciting place.
turbulence, like, because right now there is some turbulence and stuff.
Change is inevitable, Jay. It's
Change
going to
is
happen.
inevitable.
You know, we have a new government. We have a government shutdown right now,
Wow.
but we are still hopeful in the U.S. for what's going to come out on the other side of the rainbow. And you better believe I'm ready for it. I'm ready to start asking for favors. I'm ready to start asking for money.
Wow.
I'm ready to start asking for people to help me move to the next level. We cannot get caught
Wow.
up on what's happening today. We always have to look towards the future.
I am going to be watching this podcast 2 or 3 times just to kind of get into this energy much more. Is this book, is it coming up backwards for you or not?
No, I see it perfectly. The obstacle is the way.
Okay, yeah. I'm currently reading this, and I think it ties into what we're speaking about. There's no Chinese Mandarin word for challenge. It's opportunity. What are you reading right now? And
Well, first off, I'm cutting you off. I don't see grit and growth on your
that is a
in
fantastic
your
point.
library.
Let me make a note of that.
Yeah, no, I will personally send you a copy. Absolutely.
Amazing. No, and that's gonna go right over there in the prime real estate over there.
And in your next podcast,
Like
I
I
want
might
you to
even
bring it
turn
out
it
and
like
say
that.
this is what
I
I'm
might
reading.
even turn it like that just for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll turn it like that just for you.
Shame on
Yeah.
you. Shame on you.
Look, I've got the EQ. I know my weaknesses, and yeah, you can't sleep on that book. You can't sleep on the grit.
I understand. I understand. What am I reading? I am reading a little bit of everything all at the same time. I'm not one of the people that sit down with one book and read it from cover to cover.
Yeah.
I'm really a skimmer. I'm really trying to find highlighted things
Yes.
that feed me. Anything dealing with getting through challenging times is at the top of my list. And then I'm also looking at trends in workforce development. So not easy reads, but definitely something that I'm trying to gain more insight and information on, as well as what startups are emerging. I'm primarily in space and in the STEM world. So there are new things happening every day, and it's important for me to stay on top of the innovative challenges that are supporting my startups and my larger companies. So that's kind of me in a nutshell as far as what I'm reading.
No, thanks for sharing that. I like that eclectic mix. You strike me as someone that can build relationships, that believes in relationships. We're taking it back to the 1980s here. where people used to fly across state. They used to, have the little lunches and face to face and really getting that proximity back. What are some of your tips, if you like, for good networking with people that can give us access to technology, access to opportunities, access to money?
Yeah. Stop selling.
Ooh.
Stop sounding like a used salesperson.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Cooking.
I know that everybody that's listening just turned me off. They're like, what does she know about sales?
Wow.
It's about the unsale. And I need to write a book on this one day, because the alignment call, and you said it best, people are having a hard time getting in front of people physically. So we're doing what we did in person in a 25-minute call on Zoom. And to get somebody's attention for that first 5 minutes, you got to sound like you're not trying very hard. You got to sound like you're having a conversation. You've got to know who you're talking to so you can find out what they want to talk about. And then from there, you casually get to the second part of your conversation, which is the ask. And then you end with, okay, what are next steps? And then you follow up. It's a lot more difficult today, but it's doable. It's manageable, but you almost have to not sell in order to sell.
Very counterintuitive. And look, I think it's where a lot of people may potentially struggle, right? Because it's like, what's the answer? More volume. Hey, more volume, more ads, more. Where stepping back, stop selling. It's the unsell. It's the
No, I 100% agree with you there. It's again, it's not the world the road most traveled, but it is the road that will bring you the best results, and then it will get you another call. And I think that's really important.
mind blowing insight. Said this is why you close the 6-figure deals. This is why you close. It's correct, right? It's the insights that aren't the copy. You didn't get this from Chat GPT this morning, did you?
I sure didn't. I wish it did say that on ChatGPT.
No,
I had to figure it out
custom
myself.
GPT to
Yes,
find the
yes,
right answers.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing. You strike me as someone holistic. I see you take care of you take care of yourself. You're shining. What are your
Thank
routines?
you.
Like, what do you do to keep yourself in peak physical and mental condition?
You know, it's funny because I literally on my way back from the Space Coast had a conversation, an interview with a Florida Tech student, business student, and all she wanted to talk about was work-life
Oh wow,
balance. And this is the worst time to talk to Melissa about work-life balance because I'm in the middle of pushing out a startup. But the one thing that I could tell her is regardless to what's going on around me, I'm prioritizing my family and I'm prioritizing my health.
amazing.
And I was a Division 1 athlete. I ran against Olympians at one point. Marion Jones was in one of the
Wow,
races in front of me at one
amazing.
point of my life.
Yeah,
And so that has translated into a hyper vigilant professional who is always trying to make sure she spends time working out. So I run. I love to hike. I bike. I'm lifting. I'm trying to eat right. And I get to do that with my husband, which is really cool. He's my best friend of 20 years.
amazing.
And so we do that together to stay healthy. Because what people don't realize is that if you don't stay healthy, number one, it will show. People will see it. They'll see the bags. They'll see the grays. They'll see all the things that you don't want them to see. And then also being healthy, having a healthy lifestyle also allows you to do more with less. And so that's something I don't think I'm the best at it, but it's something that I really, really work on every single day.
No, I can see it. I can see the energy. Um, I'm a great believer in terms of selling is effectively energy as well. You know?
Yeah, tell me
Yeah,
about it.
100%. So like you don't want to be hopping onto a call with someone and oh, yeah, Dr. Melissa, like yeah, can you be my agony aunt? Look, I'm going through so much. You know what I mean?
Jay, you would
Like
be
you want to
surprised.
feel the spice. You know what I mean? Money
Yeah,
doesn't
I do.
sling you.
I love the question where people are like, Melissa, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. And I'm like, you're not doing anything right
Yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We need to change a lot of things. You need to persuade people that you're healthy enough to handle the resources that you're asking for.
Ooh,
And so, I
ooh,
mean, I
come
think
on.
you hit the nail on the head. It definitely comes down to that. And taking care of yourself, remaining healthy, and especially as we get older, I think that that is a huge part of it. No one ever asked me that question, so thanks for asking me.
No,
It's a big part of my life.
no, no worries. I guess my next question is, I'm just thinking about when grit is gonna come my way. So
Oh,
we'll speak about that
I
after.
need you to be more prepared for these podcasts, okay, Jay? Be more prepared.
Mental note taken them.
Yeah,
Tell me,
exactly.
you're moving and shaking. What does your ingredients look like in terms of how you market? Because we have to get visible. So, is it LinkedIn, half online, half offline, or mainly, let me focus offline where maybe I can get the impact the fastest? Like, what does the mix look like for you?
It's exactly what you just said. I do a lot on LinkedIn. I spend, a good portion of time seeing who's out there and connecting with other like leaders. I do quite a few podcasts, probably 1 to 2 a week. So I do several of those. I also post reels, just things that I'm thinking of that hopefully will support and help other people. You don't have to be paid for everything that you do. I think some of it is good just to put out there in the atmosphere and thank people for the opportunity to be able to do it. And I think another part of it is a little bit more intentional. I get out a lot.
Wow.
Just this week, I have three venture capitalist events. I'm speaking next week at Space Week. And meeting with VCs and other business leaders. So every week, I try to make sure that I'm doing or at something. And sometimes I have to say no because, again, I have to prioritize health. But I think it's a balance of doing in person as well as well as things on social media. The balance is what helps me. I think I'm a little bit more present in person because of my personality. I'm very extroverted, very high D. So I like to be in front of people. I like to feel and field off of their body language and what they're telling me with their nonverbals. But also a good part of that is the social media world.
Makes sense. I mean, if we're looking at Pareto principles with 20% activity that leads to the 80% of results in marketing, what is that 20%? If there's only one thing you can do, what is it that gets that result for you?
Mm, it's probably
Oh,
LinkedIn.
wow.
More of a passive approach because I do not market myself. Like I don't have ads. Everything that has come through has all been through organic conversations and meetings. But you also have to remember that I don't just live in one ecosystem. I span and intersect several different industries. I have to, as someone that's getting ready to start up an economic development hub. So I live in a lot of different worlds, which gives me access to a lot of different types of leaders. I feel very fortunate and blessed to be able to do life with different types of people. So that creates an easier ebbs and flow with my
Yeah,
networks.
no, very good. Very good. The balance is there for sure. Tell me, in terms of in 12 months' time, I see you out in, or I might see you out in London at an event. You come to London, you know, yeah,
Okay.
for an event, 12 months' time, and you say, Jay, look, can't believe it. Like last time we spoke on that podcast, when you didn't buy my book, by the way, the
You
goal
heard me.
that I was after, the goal that I was seeking, Jay, I hit that goal. What was that goal?
Yeah. So if we're talking a year from now, I want to be able to push millions of dollars through companies
Oh,
globally.
wow.
I want to be able to start and support
Well,
startups. I want to be able to give them access to the funding and the mechanisms that they need.
Wow.
I want to be able to answer the phone and reply to emails in a timely fashion.
Wow.
And I want that to be able to support people on a global atmosphere.
Wow.
I'm thinking some big numbers as far as how many millions of dollars will flow through this hub. I'm thinking upwards of 50 to 60 million
Amazing.
in a year
Wow.
to be able to support the groups and the companies and the businesses. I think it's doable. I think it's doable.
You can do anything you want, Dr. Melissa.
All of us can.
Yeah.
Just put your mind to
No,
it.
100%. And, I'm not sure, did Les Brown say this? Or, like, if you're going to be thinking, you may as well be thinking big. Was it Les Brown?
Sure.
Sure.
I'll
No,
give it to him.
that makes sense. This 60 million fund startup, what could be the biggest obstacle in the way of executing upon that?
People. People are always the obstacle in my world.
Tell me
Not
more,
moving
tell me
fast
more.
enough.
Da, 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 da. Tell me. Yeah.
Yeah, I move fast,
Wow.
Jay. I am a sprinter by nature, and I do not like the marathon
Wow.
race. I don't like when it takes too
Wow.
long. I don't like when people give me yeah, we're gonna do this, Melissa. We're gonna do that, Melissa. I don't get down with that. So I think people will always be a barrier, but I also think people can be the solution. So I like working within entrepreneurial models because I have a little bit more flexibility as far as how fast I move and who I do business with. So I feel like that's a fortunate way that we're setting up this organization, and I'm thrilled that we're going to be able to move forward. But people will definitely be a barrier.
Okay. Can we unpack that a little bit? So, in what way have you found that, people can arrest the development of a major project that, is underway? What ways have you found?
Well, I don't think that we've all went to the same school on how to run a
Yeah.
company. Okay. I wish there was one school we all could go to and learn best practices. And I think one of the things that happens is that we all don't understand what we're trying to do and how we're going to get there and how we're going to do that together. So I think pace is one of them. I believe in follow through. I'm a project manager by nature. I believe that everything is a systemic step towards a solution of a problem. And I love it when I work with people like that. I'm really, really adamant about returning phone calls and returning emails in a timely fashion. If I say I'm going to do something, I always want to make sure that I deliver, or I tell people I can't do this, but this is what I will do. And I know that sounds like super simple, but it really just gets down to basics when you talk about barriers and when you talk about different types of leaders and how they get things done. You have figureheads, you have people that distribute vision, and then they allow their team to push out vision. And then you have leaders who push out vision, but also provide the KPIs necessary to help the vision be unpacked. And then they follow through by managing the process. And so there's different types of leaders, and there are definitely leaders that I like working with more than others because of the end result.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I like the sprinting, that this is it's my vision, it's aligned. I'm not sure. Have you heard of the concept, the Ikigai? Yeah.
No, what is
Yeah, the
that?
Ikigai concept is like 4 circles, and it's like, in fact, I'm gonna do it with you here live if you're up for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So 4 circles. I'm just gonna jot that now. So just tell me in one word here, what do you love? So
Competition.
I love teaching. I love teaching. You love what?
Oh, okay. So a physical
No,
thing that
so
I
it's
love.
like in a work sense. So what do you love to do in a work sense? Yeah.
Solve
Solve
problems.
problems. Cool. Good. And the next part of the Ikigai is what are you good at? So I am good at simplifying things. Yourself.
Following
Oh,
through.
following through. Wow. And based on this, what could you be paid for? Probably quite a few things. So obviously one's a consultant. Anything else you could be paid for?
Yeah, I mean, I think the consultancy
Yeah.
thing, as a business partner,
Business
absolutely.
partner. Okay.
Hmm.
Hedge funds. Like you could do anything you
Hmm.
want. Okay. And the final thing and the most important part of the Ikigai, and this is a way of seeing whether you're in alignment as well. So look, here we go. What is the one thing right now, the burning desire of what the world needs? What does the world need right now? Not 1 year ago, 3 months ago. Today, 29th of October, 2025. What does the world need?
You're going to get me in trouble, Jay. Wrong day to ask me these questions. We need consistency
Consistency?
and clarity.
In what? Is that now this is where we kind of broaden that out. Is that with startups, startups need a clarity and consistent SLPs or like let's world needs. So can we apply that to something, please? The world. Is it AI solutions? Is it startups that are organized? Like make that on the macro for me.
I think that with any type of company, whether you're a startup, early
Okay.
stage, you're a seasoned company, I think it always comes down to clarity from leadership and consistent practices within the workflow system. And I think that applies to everything and anything. If you do not have consistency and if you do not have clarity on what you're supposed to be doing, when you're supposed to be doing it, and how you're supposed to be
Stop it,
doing
stop it,
it,
stop it, stop it. This is too good. This is surely for those six-figure clients.
yeah.
This is sure. This
Well,
is too
don't give
good.
it to them. Yeah, we got to charge them first.
You know what I mean? This is too good. It's too good. It's too good. Very good. Yeah. Because no matter
Okay.
whether it's a one man, one woman band, like 9-figure company, clarity, consistency, delicious. That is delicious. Very good.
So I passed. I passed your.
You pass the test. There's a great coach called Dan Sullivan, and he speaks about like the 5 C's. So first of all, clarity must come
Yeah.
first. Then after clarity, there must be commitment. Because if you have
Yeah.
commitment, you then have the courage.
Yep.
Yeah. And then once you have the commitment and the courage, then you become competent. You don't become competent at the start, but it takes the
Mm-hmm.
courage to make the mistakes. And then finally, you get the confidence where a lot of people look for the confidence first of all, but that confidence is not going to be there without the commitment, the courage,
Yeah.
and that leads to the competence, not, just magically kind of getting, where you are. So that makes sense. What a woman, what a conversation it has been. London to Florida with love. Tell them what's the best way for them to get hold of you, Dr. Melissa?
Well, definitely on
Okay.
LinkedIn. I'm on there all the time. So you can definitely link in me. And you can also email me, melissa@pattonconsulting.org.
Amazing. I love the name as well. Patton Consulting. It's got that, high value type. You know what I mean? That and the black and gold as well. That's good brand. Wear that for the networking event. 100%.
Absolutely.
You'll get the deals.
100%.
That funding, that 60 mil, you're going to collect it in one evening. Just shake a couple of hands, 20 mil, 3 people, and you're done.
I'm just going to tell them I know you, Jay.
Oh, look at this.
I'm going to tell them I know
Look at this.
you. I was on your
Look at
show.
this.
Make it
Make it
happen.
happen. Amazing. God bless you, Dr. Melissa. God bless the United States of America. Great to connect. And, wishing you all of the prosperity.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Amazing.